Warning! You're watching Dr. Todd Lee TV, where theoretically you could learn a bunch of cool shit.
Hello, I'm Dr. Todd Lee. I'm a medical doctor, IFBB pro bodybuilder, and biochemist. I look like shit. And the reason why I look like shit is because I just had surgery. And now, this is what I'm gonna do to get healthy, to get over surgery faster. When I had gyno surgery, the surgeon didn't believe me when I told her I'd heal faster than a normal man. But then she was flabbergasted. She said I was like a bionic man. She couldn't believe how fast I healed. And this is what I do to heal. So first, I'm gonna disinfect the tops of these containers. It's not the alcohol that kills the bacteria. It's the drying of the alcohol lyses the cell walls of the bacteria. Now, I'm going to explain each one as I do them, because if I do them in advance and do them second and do them third, it will confuse you. It will confuse you. So post-surgery, you want to have good collagen synthesis, right? Good collagen synthesis. So what do we do here? We have a few different agents, but we don't have all of the agents. I'm also going to bust out my trusty TB-500. And then here's my BPC-157. So since I have open wounds, I know exactly where to inject this. I won't be doing the injection on video because that is against the community guidelines. All right, so pop off the lids, and you don't really have to disinfect them. Some people say you do. I'm not really a germaphobe. All right, so the ones that are made, the ones to be made. So we're gonna make the ones to be made first so they have time to properly dissolve. We're dealing with 5 milligrams of PPC, so we are going to add in 10 or 100 IUs of backwater. Not complicated, right? Because we want nice round numbers so we can do easy mental math every morning when we're exhausted and only half awake. So put this together against the glass, hold it there, release, it's vacuum sealed, so we're gonna have to plug some air into there so that it isn't vacuum sealed, so that when you go to draw up, it's not a problem. And as you can see, it's not vacuum. It sucked it all in. All right, we're good there. Next one, also a powder. We're gonna take up some water here. I love water. Water loves me. Take it up to 10. I know I'm wearing a goofy ass shirt. It's because for surgery you can't have pullovers. So you have TB-500, one of my favorites. Okay, we're gonna talk about this in a little bit. And what was the goal again for this? We were talking about pain. I don't remember what the goal even was for this video. Kai, do you remember what the goal for this video was?
I wanted to talk about what drugs you were going to use to bounce back from the surgery as quickly as possible.
Oh, yeah. Okay, good. Makes sense. Okay, so first, what was my normal HRT protocol? So a lot of doctors are gonna want you to pull your drugs because they're gonna say those drugs affect your PT, PTT, and other clotting factors. Now, what these mental midgets haven't figured out is if your blood was drawn on those drugs at those doses and they get that you have good clotting times, then to change that by taking you off the drugs would then change the clotting times and make their job harder. They're just not smart. So my HRT dose, which is extremely low for me, is test sip at 300. This is yielding only 660 testosterone and a 37 IGF-1. So I could easily be running double this and still be in a very safe zone. My estrogen is only a 6 on this, which is pretty much too low, but that's because I'm running a 15 EQ. This is 30 test sip. Now we are going to be using water labeled as EQ. It's not real EQ because real EQ is illegal. And then we're going to take 5 of the EQs, so it's 15. So that right there, 20 on the insulin syringe is 30 test and 15 EQ. And in my body, it's only yielding 660 total test, 37 DHT, 6 estradiol, and with my 6 units of GH, a 293 IGF-1. And you're like, but Todd, how could you have a 293 IGF-1 from only a 6 estradiol? And the answer is the ment. Right now I'm running a fair amount of ment, and this leads me to believe that the ment, the estrogenic effects of ment, isn't just bad. That the estrogenic effects of ment is, let's see here, 10, 15, 20, right? 5. So that was 15, that's 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, that's right. So the ment converts to a version of estrogen that doesn't show up on tests, but if it's driving up IGF-1, then it means that the only real reason to use testosterone at that point is a DHT precursor, since the ment can provide the estrogen precursor. Now from here, what was the question again? The original question for this video?
What drugs are going to use to bounce back from surgery?
From surgery. Okay, so this is the basic anabolic amount. This is going to help prevent me from losing muscle while I'm not lifting. Now, to have collagen synthesis occur, the collagen synthesis is represented by the anavar, the testosterone, the GH, and the GHKCU. So right here, we've got the GHKCU. I believe this is, and I might be wrong, but I believe this is a little bit more collagen type 2, which is also known as elastin. All right, we've got to take care of that. Then we have somatostatin, and this is with TB-500. So we want somatostatin number 2 because that's super critical. We know that it drives up collagen type 1, and we believe it also drives up collagen type 2, but not to the same extent. The worst thing you could do is run anabolic steroids, which drives up collagen type 1, but not drive up the GH and the GHKCU, which drives up collagen type 2, because what you'll get is super brittle tendons, and you get stronger until they snap. All right, and then TB-500 does a whole bunch of things, anti-inflammatory and increased vascularization of the area. The cool thing about the TB-500 is it doesn't have to be local. You can shoot it anywhere. It's just great. And last but not least, the BPC-500. I don't particularly like this one as much as the others because you have to inject it directly into the tissue that's injured, and that's very painful, especially immediately pre-op, and that's when this matters the most. So I've got a full loadout. A lot of people are like, oh, your peptides aren't going to work because you mixed them together. Blah, 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 blah. I don't know if you can see this. There's no cloudiness. There's no protein denaturation. This is all serous. It's all rip-roaring ready to go. It's pristine clean. It looks amazing. It could be a diamond for a countess. That's how perfect this looks. Now, I'm not going to inject this, but if I was going to inject it, what I would do is this.